Welcome back to another Abs Nation Live show with the hockey coach, your coach franchise directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the great Wednesday night, February 15, 2023. Hopefully, an amazing, great week so far. We're going to talk about Montreal Canadiens tonight. A couple of updates what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens. But tonight, it's about love. It's about matchmaker. Put someone with someone else together and you feel the chemistry that we feel the love between both of them, make them better on both parties. And that's what we're doing tonight at the Hockey Nation Show. What are you talking about, Coach? But tonight, guys, this is the time. We call this the Deadline Matchmaker 2023 of the Ab Nation Live Tonight Show with the hockey coach, Gold Coach Franchise. Tonight, we talk about the Montreal Canadiens, the matchmaker, which team, which player can move left and right. And then finally, we have not only them, but we have another matchmaker to do. We're going to go around the NHL. Your favorite team may be on the list to get Patrick Kane, possible Jacob CHYCHRUN. What about Ren O'Reilly? What about Timo Meier? And that's what we're going to talk about tonight at this show until 10:30. We're going to run this. And of course, we have a many game in NHL tonight. 6 of them. Only one in action at this moment. You can see we're going to show to you the score. It should be on this corner. This corner. Up, right there. No, this way. You're going to get that one over there. And the Toronto Maple Leafs right now winning 5-2 with 17 minutes to go remaining on the third period. And we knew already Toronto is going to be an easy game tonight against Chicago Blackhawks. You watched Chicago Blackhawks yesterday against Montreal Canadiens. Then you watch them tonight. It's not looking good. Chicago, first of all, you're going to trade a couple of pieces of the puzzle. You talk about Patrick Kane possible, Jonathan Toews, McCabe is another one. And then can they trade Domi? Can they trade Anastasio? Got more free? I don't know. But my point about Chicago, guys, this is a team is going to go to another direction, to rebuilding. But it's going to be a long rebuilding, exactly what happening with the Detroit Red Wings or Ottawa Senator. If you're Chicago fans, you have to think about, guys, a 5 to 7 year rebuilding. That's how deep they are for the Chicago Blackhawks. So if you Nick is a great fan of Chicago Blackhawks. It's a double patient, my friend. And it is what it is at the end of the day. But that's what we get tonight, guys. So tonight, what we have at the show, we're going to talk about the Let's Talk Ab trade deadline. You're going to join me live when I'm talking about. We're going to talk about where do you see the players go, what they get in return. And we're going to sharing this together. And of course, very quiet on the trade deadline. And one reason I believe right there for the trade deadline, guys, is the value is lower. What you talk about, Coach? But 1 year ago, Montreal Canadiens trade Tyler Toffoli. Look what they got in return. First round pick, and they get a prospect A. If you look about what after that, a couple of days later, they trade Ben Chariot. Look what they got for the Florida Panthers. But look what they happening the first trade between St. Louis Blues and the New York Rangers. When you trade Tarasenko and Nico and McKellar, guys, that's a huge two good players in NHL. And they got only a first round pick in return with Sammy Blair and a third round pick. That's not a lot in return. Only Tarasenko could get that value. So for me, I'm a little bit concerned about the value and is become now lower. And at the same time, a team like Montreal Canadiens, the Anaheim, the St. Louis Blues, the Nashville now, the Philadelphia Flyers, I can go all the way like this. San Jose Sharks, when they trade their player, Arizona, Columbus Blue Jacket, they're not going to get what they expect to get. I don't think so. Because the value is a bit lower what it was before in the this season compared before. So we're going to talk about this tonight for sure. And definitely, I'm going to bring to you guys 3 new rules. I think it's 3 or 4 rules. Make the trade deadline better. Yeah, don't miss that one. I think you're going to like that. My new rules I would like to change to make a more trade. I think what the NBA does, what they do very well at the trade deadline, NBA, they make a lot of big, huge trade. that's not what's happening a lot in a mega trade. I'm talking about what they do many time in the and the NBA. I think the problem in NHL is the salary cap. The problem with NHL, the clause of the players. I cannot go there. I don't want to get there. Anyhow, we'll talk about those information, of course. But first of all, we're going to welcome everybody in the chat. This is your show. This is your Ab Nation live show, tonight show. Welcome back, everybody. Thank first of all, RG Calabo is in the house with the first update of the night. Luciano Graziano, moderator of the Hockey Nation Show, joined us live directly from his house, maybe on the couch, who knows. But welcome back, Mr. Luciano Graziano. The road runner sit right here. He's not on the track to, there are no snow right now in Montreal, no storm. So that's good for him. He can watching the Hockey Nation live. Hockey Nation. It's a Ab Nation live tonight show. Anyhow, so that's what's happening tonight. Mr. Gary Roadrunner Cournoyer is in the house. Welcome back, Gary. Directement dans la belle province de Québec, dans la région de Montréal, il est de retour avec nous. On l'aime très bien, M. Alexandre MEIER. Welcome back in the house. And we have Nicolas de Gauby-Bonneau. Nicolas, dans la belle province de Québec, mais lui, dans le sud de la province. I'm talking about dans la région de Sherbrooke. Notre ami Nicolas, il vient avec nous ce soir parler du hockey. Merci beaucoup, mon Nicolas, d'être avec nous ce soir. On t'aime beaucoup. Et toujours un fidèle supporter of the Hockey Nation Show. THG is in the house. TH, welcome back. Big friend of the New York Islanders. A big fan, guys, of the Montreal Canadiens too. And I'm sure concerning the trade deadline, he's a little bit, between both about the Islanders. Yeah, they are close to make the wild card. Can they go all in or not? And it's not easy at that moment for them. And then secondly, they are struggled. They cannot sell at this moment because they are still fighting for the spot number 8. And I think Lou Lamoriello is not looking for that anyway. But welcome back, DH. Any question, guys, you want to ask me? That's the time. This is your show. You run the show. I'm just here, talking to you. I'm sit right there at home in Thailand, but it's like we're all together in the same place and exchange about hockey. That's all about here. We're not an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm not better to anybody else. You're not, what I mean? I'm not better to you. We just add our different opinion with respect, and that's all about here. And hopefully you enjoy it every time. Many of you come back all the time, so that's the reason why. But again, it's not because of me, because each one of you guys, thanks so much, everybody, to be with the Hockey Nation Show about this one. Don't forget, to click on the likes. Let's get fired up. What's up? King of Gamer is in the house. Welcome back, King. Steve G. Big fans of the Colorado Avalanche. This is another team, guys. They have to figure out what they're going to do. Are they going to figure out a second center or not? Are they thinking maybe to go pay the price higher, or maybe to go, we're going to go a little bit lower. We're not to get, a first, because I know if not Ryan or Riley, but Timo Meier example. And maybe they said, maybe we can go with Sean Monahan. Or, what? No, let's go with Parashev. So they have front level of the player who they are. But that's what Colorado are. They are right there. They played tonight a big game, a back-to-back game after the last yesterday 4-3. They got only 1 point and 4 possibility against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So they know they have they're missing a piece of the puzzle. I understand Landagag is not there. They have injuries. This is a part of the game. But what it would take them to go to win again a back-to-back Stanley Cup. And when those guys close every year, is it the year for Dallas Star to do a little bit bigger splash? Is it the year for Carolina to do it? Is it the year the Rangers did already? Can they add more? What's happening with the Fleur Panthers? Are they jumping or not? Duclair is coming very soon. So what's happening with the rest of the salary cap now? Who they going to let it go? If they don't make the playoff, are they going to get return, try to get more asset now to trade one of the two, Sam Bennett or Sam Renard, or just said, you know what, no, we're not going to that direction. So a lot of team have a lot of questions to they have right now, and they have to figure out what will be the next move for the next couple of weeks for sure. We are about remember that the rate deadline is March 3rd. About this, let's make a deal, Gary Conway. We are getting there. Can you imagine CHYCHRUN does not get deal and he sit it out? Yeah, there's another new philosophy in hockey. Um, Happening. And I was just thinking right now, like I try to remember, like I remember in time of a hockey and junior, someone would make a transaction and we say, okay, the next 48 hours, we expect that trade will happening and that player is going to be traded. So we're going to set him down for 24 hours. We'll miss one game. But now CHYCHRUN maybe missed 3, 4, 5 games. And I don't know why. Because the negotiation is it which team is stuck? Is it the Kings? Is it the Kings showing the direction to go now with Columbus Blue Jackets? Who knows? So about that one over there. And the other are not the same since 1984. Yeah, Gary, about that, the time our brand, Trottier, and wow, what a great team, the Islanders. I did not like the Islanders, to be honest with you, because I was really a Montreal Canadian fans, right? I always loved Michael Bossy. I grew up watching Michael Bossy. I was a little kid and loved Guy Lafleur, and Michael Bossy was my number two right there behind Lafleur. But when the Islanders became great in NHL with Billy Smith, Denis Potvin, Jean Potvin, Ninstrom, Clark Gillies, Brent Trottier, Mike Bossy, and the rest, right? I did not like them. I did not like them at all because they would be Montreal Canadian. And, and I can go with more players in the lineup. But yeah, Gort Lane, defenseman over there. Anyhow, that's what happened with the Islanders. Mr. L. Anson in the house, another great supporter of the Hockey National Show. Thanks so much. Great. Don't forget, you have any question, guys, put the little Q, so I'm going to answer to you right away. What do you think the Sharks are looking to trade by the trade deadline, and what are they looking to start digging themselves out from the first? So they are a little bit limited, right? Because the two players they want to trade, at least for Erik Karlsson, they request a lot in return, and they are jumping with the retaining money 50% right there, and they still have 4 more years after that. Yes, they have a great year, and they expect, like what I heard, is 2 first round pick in return. I think it's too much. San Jose have to figure out something else. Are we going to go retours? Is it Carlson is a part of the retours, or are we going to go? No, we're going to let it go. MEIER, we're going to let go Carlson. They just signed Thomas Erdl last year. Could sure have another big contract over there. They still have to pay Vlasic. It's not a team they have a team with a bad contract from Doug Wilson. It is what it is at the end of the day. But that would be something they have to figure out, the San Jose Sharks. The only player I believe they're going to trade, the next couple of days is going to be Timo Meier. We're going to talk about him for the matchmaker after that. But great question, King, about this one. Vinny is in the house. Welcome aboard, directly from the bus. Oh, Mr. Dave Zucker, directly from Boca Raton in Florida. Welcome back, David. Would be interesting, Dave, about the match, the chemistry between Panarin and Tarasenko, but they start really properly the right way. I think Rangers now have a good team to compete with Carolina, to compete with the New Jersey Devils on that division. And after that, you never know, right? Can they add one more players? Maybe a depth. I would be interested if they can do what they can do with Barashev for the St. Louis Blues, but they are not like, if you think about what they have right now, plus the third line with Shedil, Kako, and then Lafreniere. Now they have Gravzov. They're going to fix this problem with Gravzov. But yes, Dave, if you're a big fan of New York Rangers, guys, you should be excited. As a team can be go deep. It could surprise with when you have a Chesterkin as a goaltender. Everything could happen. Thanks so much for the likes, guys. We appreciate a lot. Don't you see, guys? This is your show. Talk about hockey. I'm here for you. Sport like a swing, a wave, mostly up and down in all cap area. Rebuilding is okay as long as the roster to take. To me, being a middle of the road team is worse. A thinking team. The Vancouver Canucks been there. The Montreal Canadiens been there. Islanders, they did not do bad. In the last couple of years, they finished like two times. They went to the final conference, Eastern Conference, before they struggled last year. And that's the problem when you get the bubble. Look about the Washington Capitals now. Look about the Pittsburgh Penguins. Both teams are limited with money, you just said. And then the Islanders, the same thing, right? And but if I'm the Islanders, guys, they have a lot of good piece over there. A lot of good piece. Definitely. Talk about the goaltender. Very good one over there. Maybe one of the top 5 in NHL. Look, the defenseman, Thompson, Romanov, Pulak, Pelech over there. That's give you a great set right there. And they have still Manfield behind that. Look, the top line now with Brooke Nelson, Basil. Now you have Bo Ovat. That's a great 3, excellent plus. I think they need to change a little bit the bottom 6 over there. They're going to suck it up with Palmieri contract, but they still have a couple of good players that they can of course add inside the roster. But it's not a bad team. It's just missing sniper. A guy can score 30 goals, 35 goals, 40 goals per year. They got Bo Ovat. Can he consistently produce? Will be interesting. But the future with Islander is not bad at all. I don't think so. Terry Double T is in the house, the coach and the best fan. Thanks so much, my friend Dave. And Artap, knock the door. Welcome back, Mr. Artap. Have a great dinner, hopefully. So Chicago is now winning 4-1. Jeffrey is in the house. Welcome back, Jeffrey, too. And we're going to see what we get here. When do you believe Montreal would put the trigger on the hockey trade? Sometime in hockey, guys, it's the St. Louis Blues and the Rangers open up the trade right now. That gives it more. Hockey is a copycat. That's the biggest problem in hockey. Someone does something, everybody wants to do the same thing. Someone gave a contract that way, everybody get a contract. Right now, the one maybe nothing move. It's because they wait, see what is going. Example, now Patrick Kane does not go to Rangers now. So other team jumping on the matchmaker, right? And that's happening at this moment. I think one or two teams open up. Like if you know what Timo Meyer is going, is it Toronto? Is it Boston? Is it New Jersey? We're going to talk about this in the next couple of minutes. And then open up the door. That's everybody go back now in the room and do it more trade. Of course, going to have a lot of trade. March 2nd and 3rd at the end, right? But until then, you're going to see until someone wanted to trade, where's CHYCHRUN is going to go. And then after that, CHYCHRUN opened up the door to go to that team. Now what happened with Kavrikov? What happened after that with Emerson? What happened after that with McCabe? You can see everybody go down after that. Everything fall down apart after that. Adam Rose, who is the first ad to be traded? Great question, Adam. I think for me, it's going to be between Edmondson, Monahan, both of them. Look like Monahan is back now on the lineup, possibly this weekend, maybe Thursday, tomorrow or Saturday. He's on the trip with the Montreal Canadiens. So that would be something they're going to get. So if I have a choice right now, I would send Monahan. That would be my first one, Adam. Great question, Adam. Thank you to join us tonight. I think you've been here before, so welcome back. If you're not, you're welcome if for first time. Steve G talked about Timo Meyer to the Devils, Kane to the Rangers, CHYCHRUN to the Kings, Randall Riley to the Avalanche. All my big Mo prediction for Steve G. Thanks so much for sharing with me. Can I get your feedback on the Super First of all, we have Super Chat, ladies and gentlemen, number 1 from Dave Zucker. Super Chat, River, chop. Super chat. Thanks so much, Dave Zucker, for this great super chat. 199. We appreciate that. All you support. You do the Hockey Nation Live show. 6 minutes to go remaining at Toronto. The lead is still leading 5-2, and we have Matthews back in the lineup, and Matthews scored a goal for them tonight. Coach, can I get your feedback on the Sequoias beat latest drama? Everton, it's been a few days. What is happening? First of all, right? The Pittsburgh lost six. First of all, they lost against Anaheim Ducks. They have some kind of pushing with Zegras. And then after that, Crosby during that game against the Los Angeles Kings. What happening for Crosby? He got a elbow in front of the net. He have no call on that one over there. So he was not, it is what it is. Then he got cross-checking in the back when the score was 5-6-0. And I did not appreciate that. You have no call on that one over there. And from that moment, Crosby, lost his control, his mind, and he was upset about this. He, jumping on the referee, everything like that. It's not been a lot for Crosby. I think 99.9% Crosby always been good about the game, and he's very careful about everything else. He tried to have a really good behavior off ice, on ice. It's been like this since he played in NHL as a hockey player, professional about everything, and that's what I feel about Crosby. It's just a bad night. You can see it didn't affect his play. Come back against San Jose at 2 points yesterday. That 3 point with 3 assists. So, but it's part of who he is. It's a part of what happening sometimes with any players. I would not bank too much. If it was something, it was completely happening many times, or is a one. Everybody have their own. Every player have those own behavior with front adversary challenge. I think the score was 5-0. If the score was 3-2, something like that, I don't think so it will happen. But the score was already 5-0. I think he was more frustrated, not about the cross-checking. It was more about the team response during that game. He's a captain. He's been there. He know when they are off or on. And I think that's what, for me, was the point, Dave. But great point about this. Thanks to the Carolina for Steve. About this, Gary Gonrier, Evan. I was 5 years old. Then Smith, Bush Goring, Billy Smith, Bush Goring. What are your top 3 teams and the playoff spot in both conferences? You have the best chance to bring a cup. On the East Conference, I will say to you right now, the Carolina, the Boston Bruins are my top 2 over there. Then it will be the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightnings. The Toronto, I don't think so. They have right now everything to get there. Now, everything could change with the trade deadline. They get MEIER or something else that would change. But at this moment, I would go with Boston, Carolina, and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Rangers together now, and four right there. I don't count on Devils to get there yet. And Toronto, I don't count yet. On the Western, this is really different about this one. You cannot put Colorado out of this equation, whatever they are. Dallas Star will be my number 2. Now you have to maybe go with Winnipeg Jet or a Pacific team. I like the Vegas, but because the Vegas injuries, everything like that, they have a couple of question marks. I have to go with Edmonton Oilers. I think they taste it last year. They've been there. They know what it takes to get there. Now it's Ken Allen and his hand to add something in the lineup to make the next step over there. And I think that would be, that would be the right things to do. So Edmonton, Colorado, and Dallas Star for me. Great question, King, about this one there. It's a first pick at the NHL brass will definitely to be resting at the end of the year. If you make a trade, then need to done with today's top today's, not this wedding game. Bussy Flowers, welcome back in the house. Thanks to be a part of the show.
Oh my God!
Sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe it's the dog outside. Agree with that. Don't like the fact they said out, no fair to fans or the players. Do you think Pittsburgh and the Washington can hold on the World Cup spot with all the team bringing down their neck? I think Pittsburgh will be fine. I think I'm a little bit more concerned about Washington. The injuries in the beginning of the season. Now they said that Ovechkin is out for at least, maybe 1 week. About the passed away his dad at 71 years old. And then you have to think maybe after that, for me, it would be the injury to Tom Wilson. So this team never been helped since the beginning of the season. You can see John Carlson is not there yet. And they have Islanders pushing back, the Florida Panthers pushing back, the Detroit, the Buffalo are behind that. And one of those teams I'm talking about have those kind of 4, 5, 6 W straight. Washington have to compete every night, and I don't think so. They have all the personnel players to roster to make that the playoff spot. I think if one of both team, I would say one of the two, Washington would be the next one out. Danny knocked the door. We'll come back in the house. About this one over there. If you say a terrible team, I beat when you beat a good team. Okay, Chicago will come back. Do you think they are a big fan in the playoff quality and the NHL draft? If Florida make the playoff versus if they do not, if they don't pick at 13, so if they make a yes. I would say to you after a lot of people said 1 to 4, 5 to 16, and then 17 to 32. Or 30, 26, and then after that, it's debate between players. But I would say to you, from if you have a chance to pick 13, 14, 15, right, 16, and then compared to 20 to 22 to 24, I would say yes. You have a bit, you have its difference right there. The player you pick at 13, 14, 15, 16 are not maybe, but you have more possibility to make the NHL better players at that level compared to 22, 23, 24, 25. Now, 17 and 14 or 17, 16 or 19, 16 or possible, not a big chance, right? But I would definitely go that direction. Lower 16, a little bit better for sure. Possibly at that time you can get Charlie Strunmel. Just give you an idea, by the way. But 21 to 30, like you said, I would be a little bit concerned at 5-2. Danny, about this one over there. Thanks so much for super chat. KLS is in the house. Welcome aboard. Runner playing for Detroit tonight. Raymond ER. The reason is in Oiseman tried to raise his value before the deadline. I think I'll be both of them, right? I think they want to give a chance for Runner to go back in NHL. Secondly, I think he wants to show him to the rest of the league. And because they know they don't want to keep him around, and they have a chance right now with Raymond out. Vrana, guys, is a good hockey player. We don't know exactly what happening in his life. Talk about drugs or abuse or whatever it is, right? But as a hockey player, Vrana, look what he did with Detroit. Look what he did with Washington. The value of Vrana is what in return? He's still carrying a contract, $5 million, I believe. So, yes, exactly. KLS, I think he is looking to trade him the next couple of days. Like Bertozzi, I think he's going to be out there. How do you rate the 2012 draft? Good draft. Not exactly like this year, but not exactly like, of course, not like last season, too. So this year is really the number one of the top 3 best draft in the 21st century, to be honest with you. I would say to you, it's a good draft, like Siberlini example, or they have Elzerman. It's a good draft. It's a good draft for goaltender too, for the next 2 years. 25 would be great, but a good first couple of good prospect player in the top 10. Then it's just like you will drop. They don't have like a one-dimensional like Bedard on that one. They have a great player like Elzerman. But it's not like he's going to be like the first like better, like I just mentioned to you, but you're going to get better like Safkowski. It could be one of the Alzheimer can become a Jack Hughes in the future. But again, it's not like from like this year from 5 to 25, you still have a lot of great hockey players. I don't think so. The 2024 carry on that kind of level of talent, skill compared to 2023. So that would be my point of view about this one. Thank you so much for the question. Does KANE to the New Jersey make a sense? No. Why? Because I think for me, New Jersey miss. I think New Jersey miss physicality. Strong winger, physical, hit hard, forechecker, backchecker, win the battle. And I think it would be the best way to describe for that. So Patrick Kane does not bring that level of what they're looking for. And I think the player they trade for the for the Devils have to get an extension over there. Have to stay with them, not only a rental player for the rest of the year, because they are not ready to dumping and then Stanley Cup. They become better, but I don't think so. They have the right thing. So if I'm GM right now, everything I'm going to add on my asset is going to be not a rental plus. If I have a chance, I would not pay the high price for that way. A great question about that. We're going to see what we have here. Before we go, we have about 2-3 minutes before we go to Matchmaker. Guys, stay with me. I just want to be sure again. So, what do you do if you have Philip Flowers at the deadline? Are they going to sell? It's a team going to sell. Which player they can sell? But I think GVR will be the one with that. I would be curious what they're going to do with the defenseman Star Provorov. I think they can get a player, like they can get something huge in return. And the final score, guys, Toronto Maple Leaf 5 and the Blackhawks Chicago 2. 0-0 Coyotes Tampa Bay Lightnings with almost at the end of the first period. So back again on that question about the Flyers, I think they go, they have a couple of that they can trade over there, but I think Provorov could be a player they can maybe trade. A lot of defensemen like Oilers, someone like that. What you get in return, I think it will be cost you a first round pick, a top 8 players, and possible another second or third round pick. But you get an amazing, great. Nobody talk about that one there. It may be silence, maybe quiet, but it's something that maybe some other team could look about him. After that, and Flyers, they don't try to rebuild completely, right? So they're not going to trade everybody there. I don't think so. They're going to let go Connectney over there. A lot of people ask for the Flyers, the defenseman Seller, big defenseman, physical, strong, and I think you can maybe go that direction with him. But I don't think so. The Flyers want to, because it's a prototype of players. The Flyers likes to get that. We have a player to value the trade, and we have a player to get to trade. Thank you for you're welcome. Flame have to sell for Randy Walkman. It'll be interesting what they're going to do. I think Calgary is another team where they are bubble. They are knock the door at the wild card. And when you when you are on the dance, everything could happen at the dance. And if you think at the Western Conference, guys, team number 8 versus team number 1, whatever it's going to be, Dallas, or after that, the Vegas, or could be the Edmonton versus 8. Imagine 8 versus 1, Edmonton versus Calgary again, the first round. Everything could happen. I would be worried about the Oilers. Not only because of the Flames, but because of the rivalities, and everything could happen there. So if I was the Flame, I would not sell. They don't have a lot to sell anyway, right? And from that part over there, I would add 1 players or 2 players at low cost. So a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick. I will not damage their future. I'm talking about Dawson Wolf, or talking about Pelletier, Phillips, and all those players in that organization. I will targeting more the team to add, like I said, a 3rd players to add a little bit what they're missing, and maybe have a chance and the possibility to make the playoff. They're still in the race, nothing over. Now, we still have, guys, 2 weeks at least before the trade deadline. So everything could change from tonight. Maybe Calgary can be a 7 point after that. And now everything could turn around with that. Maybe they make some sell over there, player, but they don't have a lot to sell. Look their lineup. Most of them are signing a contract at long term. You're not going to trade Lindholm, Huberdeau. You're not going to trade anything. So I don't think so. It will happen, Randy. Do you believe it will be difficult to get a 3rd round first round without trading Anderson? Absolutely right about this, L. I don't see right now any Montreal Canadian players, other effect Anderson, you can get a first round pick. I don't see that. I'll be shocked. Edmondson and Monahan. Now, they can get a first round pick, but that's it. And I don't think Montreal, I don't feel that. I think more a 2nd round pick with something add with that. Now, you can have a package deal, but I don't think so. As intention is it will be wake up his team. As play early, it was the only player tried to do there. That's a leader about this. Hi, everybody. Larry Lavallee from Arizona is in the house. Thanks so much to be with us tonight. How's it going, bro? Flame and French 8, Jeffrey. Dollar Avalanche strike tonight. Randy 5-2. The Ox scored 3 goals in 18 seconds. If Landeskog is not one for the playoff, I don't see the Avalanche making any move, Steve G. About that, very curious about what he is right now on this one. If late not training away from the first round pick. Do you realize that Tampa Bay are overtaking the lead for second place in the Atlantic? Wow. Yeah. Solid public. Coach, you thought about the Reynolds join the Senator ownership could help attract talent to Ottawa. I think so. And first of all, because the team out the building right now, they have a lot of good hockey players. And I think that's one reason I think they're going to be fine. They're going to add more players because they have a solid base over there. It's a team I think could be a great for sure if they make the right decision for the add better players. A goaltender example, experience I'm talking about. And then you can add a defenseman right deep for sure. I think Amonik and Zezev should be out very soon over there. It's not Holden going to holding there for a long time anyway. So they have already Shabbat and Sanderson on the left D. So they can add a solid right defenseman. Today, Randy report Wegar for Ottawa Senator. I think it could be a good asset, depending how much he price they pay. They have a good players, top 6. I think for me, Alex, the N is about the okay. What's next for Ottawa for Debrincat? What do you do with Debrincat will be the biggest question about that. I'm great on that tap. How are you? There we go. People talk each other. Like to hear that. Ellen Keeve is in the house. Is traveling with the Habs. On it, they continue. Is not ready to play yet. What's about it today? Yep. But usually, Ellen, when this happening is because he's really close. You're not going to travel a players right there on the trip only to skating with the team because you can do the same thing at the Bell Center at the and Brassard and skating with Edmondson and the rest over there. So I think he's really close. Not say he's going to play, but he's really more close what we think he is. I wouldn't be surprised if he pick it up at one game this weekend. But again, it depends how his situation. Is there any player in the second or the third round you think you can maybe pursue a high ceiling a gym? Really difficult, right? Second round up to differently King. They have a lot of great hockey player over there in the second round. You can get there. And the list is so much. I don't know what must see or Gauthier is going to be out. Brindley, I think Calvin Bradley, if he's not out the first round, he's going to be early at the second round. I know he's small, but what a great hockey player he is. So he could become a 35, 36, 37 round pick, and then he can become a great asset in any team like Lane Hudson did last season. Maybe Bradley is one of them where his size could be a major problem for him to pick it up before 20, example. I don't know how far he's going to fall apart and how team going to like him a lot. Produce of the AAA program in Florida, play right now with the Michigan. Really great hockey players. But you have so many of them. Goaltender situation. I think you have maybe one or two could maybe go in the first round pick, and then the rest, the Gajon, the Augustin, and so many other goaltender. I think you have 5 of them at the top 75. Can they become a great hockey goaltender in NHL? And then you have so many defensemen you can get after that. Nobody talk anymore about like example Haddon. It's a great one over there. Richie is under one over there. Caden Price, what is going to get out first round or not? Those kind of players at the top. You have a lot of great player guys for the top 50 example, and many of them could be like a 44, 42, could be a first round pick and any other years in NHL. So it's maybe not the great answer I gave it to you, but because the list is so many of that part over there, King. But third round, as I always said, okay, when you get there at the third round, it's always try to hit the home run. You try to get something maybe you like and you enjoy, and maybe you say, you know what, we really believe this kid could become a good hockey player. Because now that, from 1 to 32, 33 to 64, and then from 65 to 97, 98, we picked 90 guys, third round pick. It's not, the talent is not there anymore like he was at the top second pick, round pick. I listen to the youngest people of the view, different from my old school view, but again, oh, bad. There we go. We're going to see that. The Shine 7777. What Tampa can give for Pertuzzi? Definitely a first round pick for Tyler Pertuzzi. The key for Pertuzzi is health. Play only 17 game, 18 games so far. That would be the first thing for Pertuzzi. But if I was the Detroit Red Wings, definitely they're looking for the first round pick in return and possible a prospect too with Pertuzzi. Now, it maybe not have to be an example like Per Bix, the defenseman over there, right defenseman. I think it would be like this. I don't think so. Maybe Foot, but that would be the kind of player I'm talking about in return for Pertuzzi. You can add a first round pick, a third round pick example too, because the lower is the trade. But great question about this for that one, Mr. Stu Piloso in the house. We're getting there. I'm supposed to get a matchmaker. Does he have so many good people talking about this? About if any question. Question: how is Ryan Poland doing? Pittsburgh sent Detroit. Not too bad. Poland this season played the 4 line. He's got his minute like he was before in the past with the Montreal Canadiens. Bring some kind of the security for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's a little bit what he battled right now with a spot with Teddy Berger. But 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 point, and 38 game. In average, about 11 minutes, 11 minutes during the game. So he's a 4-line center, big 6'3". It's not like 6'2". He's not like bad. I think the reason why I said this because I think they're going to trade Berger. Berger, I believe, is RF this season at the end of the year. Let me verify that, but I'm pretty sure 99.9 he is. And I think I don't know if they're going to send him back. If he's sent back, it would be interesting. But yeah, Berger, the Sweden player, is UF3 at $2.2 million. So it's a little bit expensive when you think about this as a 4-line at that kind of money. So Poland ran only $750, and they can get him next year again, and he's not going to make over 1.5. He's still 25 years old next season. So that would be the best description I can give it to you about Poland this season. I try to get if anything else. Sean McIntyre is in the house. Could you imagine in 2025 Calgary could be rebuilding and we get another top first round? Yeah, I can understand what you mean about this. Now I'm gonna try to add the first round pick on that year, and you never know. If imagine guys, do you think Calgary is going to be a big team in 2025? I don't think so. So they're going to get a solid other good pick in return. Sean, great point to mention that. The Flame will not be win the same cup this year. No need to sell the farm about this one. Thanks so much, Larry. Then we have a legit question for Luciano. I don't know if I missed Luciano's question. I apologize for that one. Is the trip is there again? My the time is go through. Your fruit would be playing college hockey. Here we go. Nick, what team and the Hawks are good again? Oh, yes, no one. Willie Snyder is in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. I try to run very quickly. If you have any question there, looking at the event, they talk each other, so that's pretty good. College hockey, Clarkson and St. Lawrence hockey and Potsdam and Canton, New York. Yeah, a good hockey program over there. Been a lot of hockey players been out of this one. For that, try to see if we have anything else before we move on. Adam Sinsemski back in the house. Welcome aboard. Thanks to be there. What are the chances to the New York Rangers and KANE as well? 0. The Detroit Red Wings take the lead 1-0, guys. Again, the Edmonton Oilers. Dylan Larkin score a power play goal. And it's 1-0 for the Detroit Red Wings. Zero chance for why? Because the salary cap problem with the money come with Kane at the end of the day in our top. If you talk about Patrick Kane, of course, I don't see that happening with them. Possible ad don't make any move at all, Luciano. I don't think so. They will make some, but maybe not major like we think they are. I would be shocked it was not there for that one. And then I just try to get around if we have anything else. Question: how are the age to consider a player is on his prime? It used to be 27, but I see many articles said 25. Can you are in? Yeah, I think between 20 now, the 27, 28. It was maybe some of them 29. I would go more like a 26, 27. 25, some of them can go that level. But if you talk about the really peak, still 26, 27, 28. King, I would go that direction. But great question. And the player for Islanders and Rangers, Flame have to sell the farm and the house and all the car and donate all the body part to the Science from Randy Walkman. If Montreal does not make a move at all, I give them a falling grade. 1-0 the Detroit with win from Randy about this one there. So that's what we at here, guys. I want to move on to the next one because it's supposed to be a matchmaker, guys, tonight. So here we go, guys. We have a matchmaker here. I put 4 players for the Montreal Canadiens on that one over there. We have Josh Anderson, we have Sean Monahan, Joel Edmondson, and Jonathan Drouin. So how this works, we'll try to do this exercise very quickly. It's not like you have to be there forever, right? And I just want to share with you how we can do that. It's easy. We're going to mention the name of the players on the board, and then you're going to tell me a little bit in the chat what do you see him trade and what do you get in return. That will be the best way I can describe you about him. So let's see what we get here. I don't know why they can get this one over there. There we go. Joel Edmondson, guys, is the first player we're looking for. So Joel Edmondson, we're going to go like this exercise, guys, for about 20 minutes. We're going to get different player in NHL and Montreal Canadiens. So, and tell me who is going, and tell me a little bit more what you get in return, what you expect him to get in return. And we're going to talk about this and maybe talk to you. I said, no, I think it would be that way. That would be about this one over there. Just as I've been trade the game. Here we go. The game. Matchmaker, guys. Joel Edmondson. Which team do you see? The logo and the board, guys. Not necessarily they have to get there. Well, maybe you can tell me 3 teams you think Edmondson can go. Is it Toronto? Is it Edmonton? Is it Boston? Is it Pittsburgh? And I can go all the way like that, right? Dallas. Who knows? Give me what is to be your destination about Edmondson, and tell me what you get in return. And that would be good. I predict 5 trade for the Montreal Canadiens for Gary. Predict 5 trade for the Montreal. Edmondson 4-round pick and a case of the beer for Steve G for Joel Edmondson. For Joel Edmondson, personally, for me, guys, I have one team in my mind. It's really the Edmonton Oilers. They're looking for a left defenseman. I think the price for Carlson is too expensive, whatever is the right defenseman. And then secondly, I think the price for Kavrikov could be a little bit more higher where we expect for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So now you have to go to the next level. And the next level, they don't have a lot. It's McCabe. McCabe carrying too much money for Edmonton Oilers. And I think Montreal Canadiens, they can get in return. And to fit him inside the lineup is to give a first-round pick. And Montreal Canadiens keep 500 retaining money from the Edmonton for Edmondson. And now the Edmonton have $3 million to spend, but they can send Paul Javi for the Montreal Canadiens with a first-round pick. And now they open up a $3 million, and Joel Edmondson fit in the salary cap for the next 2 years. That would be the best way I think the Edmonton could get a Joel Edmondson on that way. So we'll get to get what we have here. We have Alexandre said, Arthur said, Edmonton, Calgary Kings, Vinny. Edmonton, great. Lesson Kings could be an option over there. We know they tried to get CHYCHRUN. Could be not bad. I don't think so. Calgary going to get him for sure. You think Anderson will fit at Toronto? Yes, it could fit very well in Toronto, but the salary cap is be a problem at long term. Not maybe not this year, but at long term. So because he still have around $4 million, $5.5 million for 4 years, and that would be a long. The more longer you get money, and in Toronto, it's very be hard for them. But a great point. Edmonton, cheaper option, Winnipeg or Toronto return as a first. Yeah, it could be that direction over there. I would say another team I'm thinking about me is really the Pittsburgh Penguins. Why? Because Jeff Petrie is there. On the left defenseman, they have Dumoulin, Patterson, Joseph. Anderson, they don't add more, maybe not, but I think that gave them more security, physicality versus Patterson and Dumoulin. Dumoulin struggled all year long, and both of them are Dumoulin is UFA next season. Now you have Edmondson at 3.5 for the next 2 years. I think that secured them their spot, and I don't think so. Dumoulin is going to get, Pittsburgh don't want to give him over $4 million. I think Dumoulin can get that kind of money around the league at the same time. So Pittsburgh said, you know what, we're going to shaker our situation with Edmondson. We would pay the price. I don't think so. They will get a first round pick in return. And I think they're going to get a second round pick. And that would be the best way I can see that for me. Edmondson to Edmonton, Washington for a first and a bad contract. Not a bad idea for this. I will add Washington there too. Why Washington? Because 5 of the 6 players for they have as defensemen regular right now, they are going to be UFA at the end of the year. So your great comments about this, Len, about him. Big Josh, never in Edmonton. Patrick Spino, welcome aboard. Thanks to be with us. Coach Yamamoto. Yamamoto is a one who can be out, but the situation with Bill Javi, they will be him out right away because they put him on the waiver. So they will have to keep Yamamoto, or they cannot, give away Yamamoto and Bill Javi at the same time. So, but it could be another option for sure. Emerson to Buffalo for a goalie. Take your pick. Luke Laverson. The problem with that part over there is, I will say to you, look, no, because they have Owen Power, left defenseman, Ramis Dallin, left defenseman, Rasmussen, left defenseman, and all three are the future for the Buffalo Sabres. So if you want to add more asset, Buffalo should not go with Edmondson if you're trying to trade him and Buffalo. And again, guys, when I'm here, I try to give you another option, a view of what you propose, so we can have some kind of debate, everything like that. I'm not said I'm against you. I just give you what I'm thinking, what they have or they don't have. And I just want to share with you about that. A great point, look, to get there. The Winnipeg Jet for Edmondson to price first round 2024 picks. Not a bad idea here for Gary. Winnipeg have to figure out something. On the left defenseman, the only thing I'm a little bit concerned over there, they already have Dylan and Maurice. Dylan played a bit what Edmondson does. So I don't think so. They will add more. So the third one is Logan Stanley. And I think Stanley fit well as the third pairing. If I was Winnipeg Jet to spend my first round pick, I will targeting more a forward. I don't want to set anyone right now, but I think Winnipeg Jet, it could be a first round for not for Edmondson, but maybe a forward. But a great point over there. Carlos Benavides is in the house. Edmonton need a goaltender. Trade them for Jake Allen. Not really, Carlos. They need a goaltender. Now, performance-wise, possible. But now they have already a Jack Campbell at $5 million for 5 years. And they just signed Stuart Skinner all the way right now for the 2.75, I believe, for the next 3 years. 2 years. So I understand performance-wise, yes. Contract-wise, no, obviously, Carlos. But great point about this. Keep on Coach Emerson for Yamamoto. I don't think so. It's enough for Montreal Canadiens to get him only. And secondly, I would say to you, Montreal Canadiens have a lot of young players. No, they have small players. The Caulfield, the RHP, Farrell, Kidney, maybe not Kidney, but MEIER. They are right now the next good prospect for Montreal Canadiens. And I think to add a size for Yamamoto will not be a very benefit for the Montreal Canadiens. in my opinion, for that one over there. Joel to Edmonton for Danny. Joel Edmonton for a conditioner first round of the Minnesota. The condition is that Minnesota make it to the Western Conference Finals. Here the problem with Minnesota guys, if they want to spend the first round pick, they have to go with a center. Yeah, it's not, the defenseman is strong over there. They have Middleton, Merrill, Kolikoski, Dompa, Spurgeon, Addison. It's not there. The first pick for the Minnesota should targeting a center. They don't have any center right there. It reminds us Montreal Canadiens when they have Plekanec as a center, only number one. And Plekanec now was not really a number one center. And that's what they are Minnesota. They don't have anybody there to carry on. They tried Rand Hartman last year. They worked with 30 goals, but this year not looking good. And then after that, you have Goodrow, second line, and now they tried Steele. Steele was not played very well since he played in NHL. Was rejected by the Anaheim Ducks. So I would not. I would expect them to sign a first center line somewhere. But great point about Minnesota. Bringing on, guys. I'm going to get there. Renault in the house. Will 5 teams from the Metro Metropolitan make the postseason? Possible. Renault. You still about 30 games to go remaining, almost, or 25, whatever it depends. Only Florida Panthers, Buffalo, and Detroit on one side. But they're all around the Washington, Pittsburgh, and York Canada. So, yes, possible they can get there. I think number 7 spot would be Pittsburgh. And then after that, it could be, like the team could mention. So, I would say to you, yes, 50-50 for sure. And if it was the Metropolitan, I would say to you, the only team can make it is the Islanders. I don't see Washington to make it. And then after that, it would be like, depends. Florida Panthers, the Detroit, the Buffalo Sabres. I'm a bit concerned about Detroit, Buffalo, because the consistency winning, not there yet. But great question, Renaud, about that. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. About this, and then I don't. Jan Genet is in the house. Welcome. But would a team call about Belzile for bottom 6 grid help? I don't think so, Renaud. Why? Because you have a lot in NHL. You want to increasing higher. I will say to you right now, right on my head, Barbachev from the St. Louis Blues. Right away there. I think it would be more value. Do you take Belzile? Do you take some Lafferty for Chicago Blackhawks? Similar. I don't think so. You will spend anything for Belzile at 31 years old for that, Renault. You have too many others. Hoffman for Max Strom, Randy. And then we should get a better goalie coach in Edmonton. So like I said, you should get, but you're stuck with 2 goaltenders. They already signed contract over there. It's not be easy to return about that one for sure. Coach KANE to Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins here's the problem. Not a problem. Tristan Jarry is a prone injury. And then after that is UF3 at the end of the year. They have only Casey DeSmith over there. KANE will bring stability. Going to bring a good goaltender 2 or AB and Pittsburgh Penguins. But you're back in September, October next season with the same problem. They don't have a number 1 over there. So if you think about that, why I would spend my first round pick for a goaltender on not number 1? And I will just don't go that direction if I was a Brand Burke or Ron Extall. Look at have 20 goal is going to great at Shannon and the Habs. MEIER guys, another great performance yesterday. Someone else have a good night last night. I cannot remember. A prospect from Montreal. MEIER, look, it's a patient with him. You have to polish his overall hockey players, right? Defensively, six, box out, and everything, details of the game, right? The potential is still there. The capacity to be a great hockey player in NHL is still there. He's still young, and he play, guys, I think, if I checked yesterday, I think he plays 45 game or 60 game and 2 years. That's not good enough. So a lot of debate yesterday about the fact like what we should with him next season. I think Montreal should return him in OHL for one more year and be done after that. Then after that, he can come back with Montreal Canadian. And I think London Knight will be a good team next season anyway in OHL. And he's already dominate on the number of the goal this year, by the way, by any defenseman. I would be curious, is that by any defenseman and CHL, not only OHL. I don't have the stat in front of me. I'll maybe do some search about that. But again, Mayu, Hudson, Beck, right there. Should be excited about that. I really think Manuel could work with Canada. Excuse me if you already talk about. No, I'm not there yet. I was measuring and the eyes on that. Not a problem with that part over there. It could be a good fit over there. Leave one Sargent Crescent, you miss it, Luciano. Mayo, 20 goal and miss a 10 game. Lafortune. Mayo is a beast, Alexandre. Renaud Devorak, 30 returning for Marco Rossi. First of all, no. Why? Because he's not a center number one. And the Minnesota already have those kind of players like Devorak. Erickson, AK is a little bit better to Devorak, but it's the same thing, right? And Montreal Canadiens were not retaining any money. It's not going to be benefit for the Montreal Canadiens. You bring a Marco Rossi. Rossi is another small players, and he plays center. We have already some players at center. So you think about the benefit for Montreal, it's not worth it. And if you go with Minnesota, it's not helping what they want to accomplish as a center. If you go that direction, I would say Sean Monahan to the Minnesota would be better. But they're not going to trade Marco Rossi for Sean Monahan. Again, Sean Monahan is under Matchmaker. Talking about Sean Monahan, let's move on with Sean Monahan, guys. About him, who do you expect Sean Monahan to go at the trade deadline? Sean Monahan at the trade deadline. Here we go. Montreal plays San Colorado, another sweet deal this season. And they have it, John, right? First of all, John, welcome back in the house. They have Sean Monahan for them. They have it. If they want to get him a second round pick or a first round pick in return, the problem with Colorado, if I remember, they don't have no second round pick 2020-23. They gave it to Montreal, and the 2024 they gave it to. So they have to go 2025, the second round pick. So possibly they can get a first round pick in return for Sean Monahan. Now they will maybe have some guarantee and maybe negotiate with him to say, okay, we like to see Colorado next season, and how much it would be for them. And I think you get Monahan, you get a really good players fit with the system of Colorado. For me, he fit very well. Because very smart hockey player, play on any special team you wanted, and it would just add more of what they don't have right now. Unfortunately, I like a lot GD Comfort, but it reminds me a lot little Lekonen with Montreal. What? Where he have a chance after a chance to score a goal, he cannot finish it Comfort. But what a great speed guy. Speed very well, but I think for me, I don't know. Second period, guys, and Coyotes, Arizona, 0-0, Tampa Bay Lightning on power play, beginning of second period. Almost at the end of the first period, Edmonton losing 1-0 against Detroit. And then Avalanche 0, Minnesota 0, in the middle of the first period. Great point about that. Look at and suspended to game. Mayo is a beast. I got it. King as a conscience would never be met. Do you see Madison stay with Montreal long term? If we decide to trade him, what would get them in return if the price is right? First of all, I think he won't. After he has 2 more years to go, his contract at $4.something million to go. At the trade deadline, he's going to be about 30, 31 years old. It will be depends where we at that moment, But no for still with Montreal Canadiens. Return, we're not sure. It's still to see about this. But it would be with Montreal next season and maybe the following year. But after that, will be done with Montreal because you have the new players coming in the lineup for the Montreal, and that side is full of good players. Yeah, Cooley, Harris, Hudson, only right there. Jekai, that's 4. So you don't need Emerson, Madison after that. And if you go on the right side, that time you're going to have Mayu, Barron, all the way right there. And you can add more if you want to. So King, that's my answer about this one. King, some B prospect about this. Yeah, well, that work of the Hussein World Cup winning. He played with McKinnon, and the effects must add about have a great chemistry. Um, many of you talk about Jonathan Drouin about this moment. So thanks so much for the likes. By the way, people talk about this. Great info about that. So the key about McKinnon and Drouin together, yes. I feel Drouin, his value, whatever he does right now, is zero. It's not much. It's nothing. I think for the Colorado Avalanche, to add Drouin does not fix what they want to accomplish. So a team and the bubble situation, possible Pittsburgh, Washington, Islanders, Detroit, Calgary, not the top at the bubble player, could give away a fifth round pick, a sixth round pick to Montreal to get Jonathan Drouin. But why, coach? Why not the Colorado and everything? Because the salary cap. He carry on, guys, $5.5 million. When you go to trade him, whatever Montreal keep 50%, there's only $2.75 million they have to add on the salary cap. That's limited the trade for Jonathan Drouin. I would be surprised. I would not be surprised if Drouin stay with the Montreal until the end of the season. I would not be surprised. Because the salary cap problem he bring on the table with his contract, and then they're going to reevaluate him until the end of the season and see after that what could happen. Could be wrong here, but if you give me a chance to trade him, I would say 75-25%. Not one happen about him. About that, I don't think his app is a dollar store without the wallet. Or no deal or great info about this. The best prospect for Mother are defensemen, Liga Fortune. Yep, so should McDavid sign in Toronto next? No, Renault. I don't think so. But you never know. I said down for the rest of the season. Chicago, Salak. Mine to Colorado for the first or a top prospect. Yeah, I can see that in our top. All depends his condition, his health, how he's going to play many games until the trade deadline in our top. But that would be the right thing. Signs done for the dive. Monahan traveling with the team as smoke show, I think. Yep, he said earlier. I would like to get second round pick, a first round pick with our players. Monahan for Wolf, for Randy Walk. About this, I don't know if he had the month. I would be surprised why Calgary would trade Wolf, one of the best goaltender, superstar, under 22 years old, and with Kosa, Askarov, and then you try to get Shawman in when you will already be there, and you already give a first round pick. As a management, I would be very hard for the fans accept that, Randy, about that one there. But you never know. Maybe that's what the GM think about this. Use all the power of the trade deadline, Gary. As all not really, Gary. I would be disagree with you. And at that for Valencia, whoop, I missed this one there. With 20 games of experience, I would be disagree with you about this, Gary, because they have too many sailors on the board. They don't have a lot of buyer in return to want to pay high. So, unfortunately for Montreal, although the fact you take Edmondson, Monahan, and Anderson on the map, the rest is nothing. And they have many players like Edmondson and Monahan and this. So that would be the problem they get Montreal. So when you said he's in, empower that, I would not be. I agree with that part there. Look, I may think they have already have a deal done and principal for Monahan. I would be completely disagree with you about that one over there. Monahan would be nice, but we're not giving a first round pick. Also, I don't like how Monahan will fit on our second line. If Landegaard is not one of the players, I don't see any move. He's going to be ready, Steve Landegaard. that he's going to be fine when you're going to start the playoff over there. And if you don't do that, Steve, you just waste one season of your windows after that. Because why? Because the next year and the following year, the Surica will be a bigger problem for the Colorado Avalanche. So if you don't try to win, it will be very difficult about that. The Detroit Red Wings take the lead 2-0 against the Edmonton Oilers. A bad goal by Campbell, I believe, behind the net, the goaltender. Zeder score the defenseman, and the Detroit Red Wings now beat the Edmonton Oilers 2-0 at the end of the first period. Wow. Still shopping him in our top. Monahan to New Jersey for leadership. Player bottom 6 at 50 cents cap for the second round pick. Here, the second cap would be one thing about this, Alexandre. The problem with New Jersey, they don't have no spot for him on that. They don't have Monahan to New Jersey for leadership. Player bottom 6 at 50%. It's not what they're looking for. I think they're looking for winger with physicality if I were New Jersey Devils. And they have money, so they would say, wait, what I would do that when I can trade for Timo Meier and return. I would not go that one. If I was looking, I was looking for the St. Louis Blues for Terry Rand O'Reilly, New Jersey. I don't see it that way, but maybe possible. For a second round pick, Bergen Monahan to the Minnesota for the second and Faber's. His name was mentioned, Faber, for Minnesota. This will be one I think Minnesota should look about this, honestly. Great one, L. I like that one over there. JD Coffer is doing pretty good. Just need Lensagard back on that one over there. But you cannot go in the playoff with JD Coffer. Coffer bring you two-way players, but not as a second center because he's never been a scorer in the NHL. So they need better player in front of him. Now, he could be a good three center. Very smart hockey player, can play its front side, its front winger too. But I think it will be the right one over there. Get ready for the Rangers victory in Vancouver. If we resign Drouin for cheap, flip him at the 29th. Another way you can do that, Kings, for sure. If Drouin want to play next year, he will sign for minimum. I don't think so. I think he will not get a contract, 750. I don't think so. I think the Plus team would give him a little bit more money. How much? 1.2, 1.4, 1.5, $2 million. I think it will be the max I can see on him, but you never know. But I don't see him sign a minimum and anywhere. I think he's going to get more money. The one to Washington, the return going to be low, but need to trade his play now to be traded. Yes, on that way, Washington could be that kind of plus they can get. The Surica would be a problem, but they can figure out something over there, and I think that would add more over there. I think it's a great destination for him. Imagine him on the power play, and you're always thinking about Backstrom, he's hurt, everything like that. So imagine Drouin on the power play. I think it's going to be a good asset for them. I like the idea, Washington, to get him. Valenzuela is not a center. He's more like a winger, but he can play there sometime. We need some product back, making decision. Here we go. About that one with it. Renaud Belzile bring more value que Drouin because he's greedy and responsible defensively. I think you can get a prospect back. I don't think so. Renaud, we have super chat number 2 of the night. Ranker. Super chat. Reverse. Chop, chop, chop. Super chat, Rand Kirk. Thanks so much for that one over there. We appreciate that. You guys, you gave away super chat. We are really appreciated from the Hockey Initial Show. Super about this one. Really good comments here. Here you go. Belzile, guys, he never been in any shop. He's 31 years old. He's not going to be a solid defenseman. If you have a choice between Jonathan Drouin and Belzile, I go with Drouin. Skill, talented, vision, IQ. It will give you 40 points per year. and not bring Belzil is going to bring this to you. We don't talk about money, salary cap. Talk about players. Right? That's the reason why Dwayne been in NHL and Belzil never been in NHL. They have 500 players like Belzil, Renault, and NHL. I don't say he's not gritty players. He brings some kind of direction. You know, he can become the Nate Thompson in NHL. Just give you an idea what I think about Belzil, right? A security guy, if you need it, bring the leadership, bring some kind of work ethic inside the team, and I think that's what I see Belzil. So you're not going to get, maybe a 6-round pick, 7-round pick, best thing 5, but why Montreal would trade him? I don't see the purpose. Detroit 2-0. Yes, look, you got it about this one. Coach, does this make more sense to trade for 2024 a first-round pick instead of a 2023 first-round pick? Not a depth draft, but you never know if Continent is team with something. It depends the team, right? And if you think about where the Florida, not many Florida team were going to be like they did last year, this year. So you add one more, and I think the focusing at 2023 is so much better because if you get, Edmonton first round pick, next year will be a good team. And pick number 24 this season, compared to 2024, it would be maybe top 10. It is the player from 20 to 32 this year compared to 2024. So my focusing will be 2023. If we cannot, I will get 2024. Not a problem. It's another first-round pick. Every first-round pick you get is a good one about this. We need a center. Just not sure who can afford about this one. This guy is a winner, but can play center. You're absolutely about this. Yeah, absolutely about this. Thanks so much for all the likes we got tonight. Does anyone remember some product jump for the Habs? Yep. Do you think the 26th overall pick 2022, Philippe Mézard, would be a part of the future? That's a great question. He did a good weekend last week. Inconsistency this year. And I said earlier, adjustment, new language, new location, new players, new coach. Everything is new for him. So we cannot criticize him. Great hands, great shift, great speed. The size would be maybe a little problem for him. I see him like the Yamamoto for the Oilers. As I see Philippe Mézard. Can he make it? We don't know his progression. But if you want to compare him right now, compare him to Yamamoto. The rest will be the history, but that will be the second one to get that. Confirm a third round like. Yeah, absolutely about this one over there. Thanks so much, Ryan Kirk, again for your super chat tonight. We appreciate it. Money to Vegas, Luc Laforson. No. Why? Because most of they have is a center, right? Jack Eichel, William Erickson, Roy. They are there. And if I have to something like that, I would try to get them a sniper. I'm going to surprise you. A name I know I trade him to Toronto, but look like Toronto don't want him. Rand O'Reilly could be a great asset for Vegas. Leadership, won the Stanley Cup, great power play guy, great short-handed guy on special team, great face-off guy. He brings a lot of things they don't have without Max Stone. Responsible, 200-way play center players. Put this together. They have the money to pay him. Become UFA next season. Bingo. Canada will take the lead 1-0. Cogliano score for them. But great coin. Look to open up the door for Vegas. Sam Laffer was positive. Jeanine, etc. Oliver Betnal did mixed thing as a bunch last year for sure. Raphael Harvey-Pinard has exceeded my expectations so far. You're absolutely about this one over there. Bessel defenseman? No. Defenseman is not defenseman. Belzil. Ren O'Reilly is not having a good year. Don't have a great year overall, Ren, for O'Reilly, like the St. Louis Blues. Gary on the right team, chemistry-wise, I think he can bring a lot on the table. 1-1, the Canucks. Oh, the Canucks is already on. The Sabre Buffalo 1-0. The Rangers 2-1. Again, the Panarin score. Zibanejad score 2-1. About this, all the 5 game and 4 game and 2, 3, 4, 5 game in action right now. Other game late tonight. I don't think so. CG, one of those you defending on the middle last year. Pierre Martin is in the house. Welcome aboard, Pierre Martin. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'll be great. We're looking for 40 likes tonight. Sean McKenna, I think the Habs are planning something big with trade that push retaining money for other team to get a good prospect. I'll not be surprised, Sean, about that. You know what I mean? Like someone that announced, oh, we trade him over there. I would be yes. It's just the right fit, the right team at the right time. I still believe they have to trade 1 or 2 players before they make a trade the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think so. Montreal Canadiens will be the next team to make a trade. I think you have other teams going to make a trade before that. Coach said Belzile as a defenseman. No, I never said Belzile as a defenseman. If I said, I apologize, but he's not a defenseman. I would have to eat half of the money cap. Yes, Randy, they have the money for that one over there. I think usually will open the door for big trade goals. Is the first year in the playoff for them. Absolutely right about this. I think that one player, Timo Meier, is one of them. Is going to get there for them. Can a Reno Roddy fix their problem with there? I'm not sure. They already have Palat, and they want to go with Jesper Pratt, and I don't think so. Reno Roddy will be a good one over there. The only one I would see Timo Meier. Now, if they want to get a physicality player, Josh Anderson is the right answer for you guys in that chat for New Jersey. If I was you, I was them. Zibanejad 1-1. I think Montreal is going to have a Belzile Laval, a great role model. Absolutely. Panarin 2-1. Rangers 2-1. Wake up Edmonton. 5-2 leave. I don't think New Jersey will open the door to the big trade because they are not real contender and the first player for the team core. Yes and no, Alexandre. If they can add someone a long term, yes. A short term, completely agree with you, Alexandre. I just said you're not right or wrong. I just said if they said New Jersey the way you think, maybe a Timo Meier, a CHYCHRUN, or a defenseman like Kavrikov could be something, but they have already a lot of defensemen, but more forward about that. Tarasenko, Arvel Prod, the Brainmont, good luck, 5 goals in 2 games for Panarin. Panarin looking good over there. Emerson Toronto, that would be great. Pierre Martin, sure of that. Yep, I think we'll go back. Try to get the guys who get more. Don't forget, he is Captain too. Yep, you're sorry about this, Randy. You nailed it on that one. Colorado 1-0. Try to get who agree with Danny should be a kick out. Coach, what is there any update on the Vincent Rover recovery? Doing well. He's back already on the ice, King. He scored 1 goal last weekend. I think I 1-1. Looking good. Nothing back now. No, it's just normal now. Great question to think about him. I think we did not talk too much about him, honestly. And that'll be the right way over there. This is the matchmaker we have for the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to move up a little bit quicker, guys, if you don't mind. That'd be great. And the next matchmaker, guys, is really talking about a couple of players very quickly. Timo Meier, where do you expect him to go? You can see Timo Meier is on the bottom of the 3rd row, below of Oilers, or beside between the Kings and the Star. Who do you see Meier? I put 4 teams there because I think the Kings could maybe looking for CHYCHRUN. The Edmonton Oilers are maybe looking for left defenseman like Edmondson, right? Or they may make McCabe or CHYCHRUN. Carlson was the name in Edmonton. The New Jersey Devils was many names over there. The biggest one was Timo Meier. And then the Dallas Star. This is a team I really am. I cannot read them yet. The Star, but I think the Star could be play a big role. The window for them is close. Ben have a great year. Seguin have a good year. Robinson, Pavelski have a good year. They're not getting younger. right? And I think they'll maybe make a big one. Is it, I could add there Tyler Pertuzzi and that on that matchmaker. Where do you see Pertuzzi? Is it with the Dallas? So bring it on, guys. It's time to talk a little bit more. And the next couple of minutes about this, just contract issue. I think O'Reilly would love to come back. That's a good point, Steve, about this. Because every time I think about O'Reilly, I feel like it's not good for Colorado. But I don't know his feeling about that. I don't know if the Colorado would like to have him back. Um, but yes, fit wise, good. Salary wise, not sure. He's become UFA at the end. Another alternative front runner with Boston Carolina. And after, yep, we talked about this earlier. Yeah, absolutely about this. Smash when he gave me credit. Definitely, you and I agree on something, Danny. 20 months later. Here we go. What will Jasper Brett contract look like now is having his best season? Um, Good question, first of all, Bruno. I'm always said, wait a minute. How do you evaluate things everything like that? How do you figure out this or what are you thinking? I'm always looking about, okay, let's go to the Devils, New Jersey guys. Let's see what they have on salary cap. Forward, Nico O'Shire, 7.2. Jack Hughes, 8 million. Palat, 6 million. Tatar, 4 million. Now, Jesper Bratt right now is at 5.4. He become UFA. So you have to start him at $6 million. On your equation, Renault, is it better to Jack Hughes? Is it better to Nico O'Shire? Same age, 7.2. You can say, yes, he's better, but is it better to Jack Hughes? Maybe not. So if you said to me how much he would get, I think he deserves about 8 years at $7.5 million. He can maybe slide to 8, but I will never put him over $8 million. First of all, he's a winger and Hughes is a center. So back to you. He's going to get about between $7 to $8 million with the Devils if he stay there. Anyway, he's a RFA next year. They have enough money? Yes. Why? Because Tatar and Wood, they have right now for $7.5 million next year. Get out of the salary cap. Plus Eric Ola at 2.3. That open up at $10 million for the salary cap for the guys for them next year. If you can add Severson at 4.1 and then Ren Reeves, I think they're going to resign him. That open up $17 million over there. So here we go. That give you an answer. I love talking like this and hockey here. Guys, thanks so much to be with me tonight. Was already on your list. Yep. Ren O'Reilly there. I still not right there with Colorado. What do you think of the Daniel Sobolev, 23? I never heard his name since he was drafted. He's only 19 years old. Do you think he can have a first-round shot? Not really. For what I know so far, never played that level of the. He never reached his full potential right now. I know it takes a little bit of time for him, but I don't see it. You watch the tape of him. You watch his game. I don't see that for the Montreal Canadiens a long term with them, King. So it can come back soon. Trade deadline, it should be trade. Hopefully, first round pick. I would be very hard to get one, but everything is possible. But I would take him more as a second round pick plus a prospect and return. Why? Because if you get a second round pick, now you become 40, 50, 60. And I think you need to go with two players. New Jersey for Enartap for Timo Meier. David Carina for Vinny. Enartap is out of the season. Evelyn Conchina, first round pick to New Jersey. Timo Meier, Buffalo can afford him. Great point about this, Pierre. They could have them. Deal for the deal. Colorado Avalanche, John Taylor. That would be great if they get him, but the problem money. Totally agree on Meier for the Devils. Dislocated for their shoulder. Which one you talking about, Renault? If you don't mind. With Buffalo be in the playoff? I don't think so, Pierre. Consistency. Yeah, but he's winning tonight. The goaltender situation over there. But it will be very close. The team is going to be all the way to the end. I don't. I think so. The Canucks tied the game, guy 2-2. Let it go tonight, and the Rangers are not going to be easy to win tonight. All the money about this one over there. I feel like tomorrow is a very bad piece of the Sharks. As a fans, the session with Meyer is kind of the like money in. The Shark could always keep in if the price is not met. But the problem with him is like his RFA is start at $10 million for next year. Secondly, you maybe get him an extension. But if you're San Jose Sharks, you're thinking about, can we win in the next 3 years with him in the lineup? Are we going to keep that team that way or not? I'm not sure that's the right answer. I don't have the right answer yet. UFA would be okay. Top Buffalo to sign Myers. You have the chance to get there for sure. He's still RFA, by the way, Meyer next year. So I want to be sure you understand. So Meyer next season is still RFA. After that, it become a UFA. And the reason they want to sign him an extension all the way because he get a $10 million next season. A little bit like the Brincat. Good evaluation of first. Good then if we can make a deal. CG. Good point. They can get anyone they want, but they are usually below the radar and really good picks. 2-2 Vancouver. Let's go best wing in the NHL with LT. Settle could use a Belzile to replace Burakovsky. No. Belzile the bottom six. Burakovsky one of the top best winger over there. I would say no, Renault for him. Question: at $9.5 million to qualify, and the RFA, it would scare team away from Myers. Yes, L. What happening with that one? L is going to give him a long-term extension contract, 8 years example, and that's the reason the team want him to join the team over there. They have empty pocket, and there does not team stop in the cap, but now from cashing in. MEIER contract complicate the trade for playoff team. Maybe could be trade this summer. I don't know what you can say. I figure Buffalo have the continuous the rebuild and take advantage of the wild card. Yeah, absolutely, Pierre Martin about this. Completely agree with you. Shaq have to trade him. I agree with you. Oh, I thought it was UFA already. No, is a RFA one more year. The Blues have got up back to the 50-50 team with 30 teams to go to. You think they can make a turn? I heard today Perenko could be traded to the Oilers. Perenko, he's maybe on the trade market. Perenko, Barbashev, or Ryan O'Reilly are the three players right now for the Buffalo Sabres for the St. Louis Blues on the market. Johnny, I'm always surprised with no Avalanche get to make a solid run at the Cup. About this, Buffalo 1-0 still, 1-0 the Avalanche, 2-0 Detroit Red Wings. The second period just start, 0-0 Coyotes and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So that's what we get on the matchmaker, guys, about Timo Meier. And I will finishing with Patrick Kane. On this one, where do you expect Patrick Kane to go now after the Rangers sign who got the Tarasenko? We're not winning the Cup without Landeskog, so if he's not LT, there are no reason for a trade. Yes, possible, Steve. I still believe Landeskog is going to be ready for the playoff. On my mind, for sure. We'll see if we have anybody for Patrick Kane before we move on for the last update for the Montreal Canadiens. Say would be good that we have already make a move. Edmonton Oilers are the second best team in the NHL with 80 goals during the second period. San Jose are going to for the rebuild. I don't need MEIER, need to trade him ASP. I agree with you, Gary, about that. Great comments. The Edmonton Oilers score a goal with a player in the net. With the goal, everything happened. The Edmonton score tied, cut the lead. RNH score. Danny Nurse is in the net. And I don't like their jersey, the Edmonton. The orange on the name, everything, I don't like it. So we have a goal, and net out, and Iman and IHP behind her. So we got everything at the same time, guys. What a shot over the blocker. And Nurse got hit at the last second by Chariot. Everybody knocked down the net, Iman and Nurse. But still 2-1. So what we get here, I will San Jose. Pierre Martin, I will rent Drouin if he was a playoff. He would play hard like he's doing now. I think so too. I think Drouin, he understood the result wanted that cup bad. You can tell they are traded by Boston. You're absolutely right about this, Ryan, about the Rangers. The Buffalo Sabres take the lead 2-0. Tage Thompson score, and then the Rangers take the lead 3-2. Mikola, first goal with the New York Rangers for Mikola. Let's see what we got here. Rangers won the Cat Cup. Do you think not having ice would hurt Colorado if they make the playoff? Do you think not having home ice would hurt? Not really, King. I don't think so. They said Landy would be ready middle June. It's now middle February. I'm skeptical. Steve. Then you got would be skating next month. Willie Snyder. Possible. Another Kucherov. So you could look good in LA jersey. Alexander. Renault came to Los Angeles Kings. Everything is possible, but I don't see him over there. I don't see as a good match. Kane to the Knights, I think is a good match there. I think the Vegas Patrick Kane to add there. Randy, I agree with you. Will you could get for Pierre for Toronto? He want to go there. The problem with that part, Pierre is the salary cap for the Toronto Maple Leaf. About that one. Now they can figure out something for sure. But here's what I'm thinking that way. Kane, guys, he's been he's a left shoulder, but always coming for the right winger. And I think for me, that would be a problem because really looking them for is a left winger, Toronto. Power play went out for the Edmonton Oilers, by the way. Okay, not trade close. LA could have Kane it be a dark horse in the second round, would he? Kane is he has no close. He'll want Rangers or Toronto if possible. He may be need an extra time to recover from the too much last season. What should do at the deadline? Um, we talked about Buffalo Sabres a couple of minutes ago about, they should not give away not much and everything like that. I would do the same thing about Seattle Kraken. Maybe add one players, maybe a forward and maybe a a defenseman. But I would not go all the way back. They don't have enough right now in their hands. They have no goaltender. They're missing a defenseman over there. And I would not too much about this. Add one, yes, but not much. About that. If there's enough time to get back into the shape, next month is March. Yeah, it should be fine. Could Montreal sign Tarasenko around what the rank cap it? No. About this, Renault. Montreal should not sign anybody like that level because they are not ready for that. And Tarasenko is going to get like a $7.5 million, $8 million in the NHL. Whatever, he's 32 years old, over 30 years old. I would not do it if I'm Montreal Canadian. If I was Montreal Canadian, guys, I would not add anybody over 26 years old on my team right now. If I was Montreal Canadian for that. Let's move on. I'll guess what we got here. The so 0-0 KDs, by the way. The value guy is lower this year. And I want to finish this show with that couple information here. And that will give you an idea what I'm talking about. I will get here. Try to get not this one return. I tried to get I was supposed to go here, guys. I set up all the stuff like that here. I did not go that direction. That's funny. Why I put this there? I have as one subject I want to go, guys. NHL rules, whatever rules. Value is low, development. Let's talk. Let me check, guys. I have something I think was good to talk about this. Toronto. I have no clue where I put this. I cannot find it. That's sad. What should we get in there? Everyone need to realize the Avalanche played the most hockey last season. It was one of the days for going the Austin Cup to it. We need to pick up some good players or bad contracts so we can flip them next season or first round pick. Yeah, possible. Did not work well this year, but I think it will be something like that. Canadien Arcelor, not Buyer, Pierre Martin. KANE to Vancouver. John, I think it will be the last thing we want a month the happening in Vancouver, by the way. Then going against defenseman. I don't want to talk about Baron Rebecca. Let's talk trade deadline. I put somewhere, guys. Don't go nowhere. Pick Madison. Madison there. Here we go, guys. I think right now, and I want to share with this. I would like to hear from you in the chat. I'm glad I found it, by the way. Some different rules I will change. It was discussed, talking about this for helping the team to have better trade and bigger trade. First of all, the new rules, guys. You not hold 50% of salary cap. So, example, Patrick Kane go to Chicago to Edmonton. The team of the Chicago pay completely the contract of Patrick Kane until to the end of the year. That's it, that's all. Now, in return, because they do that, you're going to pay more in return and not to pay only 50%. Like Jonathan Drouin, guys, cannot be traded right now. Like, barely. 19 teams right now have problem with salary cap. So imagine every player you trade until the end of the season, you can trade them for zero money back in return. So if Patrick Kane is a salary cap at $11 million, right? You add him under your lineup, and that will make more trade at the trade deadline. And you can pay him a lot in return. So that'd be one of the two trade over there. The second rules I would change, 8 season, change the retaining cap about the players. So what are you talking about? So if you trade Joel Edmondson right now, or let's go with, I don't know, any players have 3 years to pay after this season. So this year, you have $5 million. You want to keep him 50%, $2.5 million, right? But the team have to be the same way for year number 2, year number 3, and year number 4. My point to you would be, let's changing the percentage of the retaining money for each year. So 25% this year, 50% next year, 50 the year number 3, and now year number 3, 4, maybe 25%. I think that would be open up more place about that, sir. About that rules over there. Finally, I would ban any players with a no-close contract. I will completely change this part completely. Why? Because that open up more door for the team to trade players. So I understand it's a part of the bargain, CPA and everything like that. I understand that. But I think it'll be more flexible and try to change the role to helping the team make trade. That's what we don't have in NHL enough. That would bring more excitement as the fans to open up those kind of trade I'm talking about. And then finally, I will remove the 1 point losing game. If you go in overtime, you win the game. If you lose, 0 point. You're going to shoot out, boom. You win, perfect, 2 point. Then maybe there I will keep you 1 point there. If not, I will not give any point to the team. Why happening there? That will split more the good team and the bad team, more seller, more buyer. I just pack 5 teams right there in the middle. That will be my another rules over there. Danny, too many rules. It's not easy. It's not many rules. It just give I don't say you change everyone. That open the door. You take maybe one rules of what I mentioned to you, and some works, some does not work. Some will be agree, some will be disagree. That's a part. But the reason we don't make a lot of trade and the trade deadline, salary cap, retaining money problem. This is the biggest problem they have. Thirdly, the players select where to go. So you don't want to trade a lot at the end of the day because of what I just said. If they want to get more trade at the trade deadline, more excited for the fans, right? Imagine you can get Patrick Kane right now, Ryan O'Reilly for the same team, like Colorado Avalanche, and you don't have to pay their salary cap for the rest of the year. That's changed a lot there. But you have to pay the price for that. Here we go. We have a comment here. And our tab said, loser never have received 1 point ridiculous. Here we go. Yeah, but sorry, on my credit card, Master Visa or Visa about this. I wish we can do 5-on-5 overtime and the regular season. 3-on-3 does not make sense from a team game perspective. The only thing I would say to you, King, is when you play 3 versus 3 guys, team are advantage. Edmonton, Florida Panthers, team with skill, talent, at 3 versus 3, when you open up the space on the ice, they take advantage of that. It is what it is, and they prove it. I agree with you for overtime, Luciano. The only reason the Star have a big lead on us and the OT lows, I see this beginning problem and the future calls a good point. You're welcome. I agree for the 1 point on shootout. They cut it on 3 versus 3. About this, I get it. Coach Danny. No problem, Danny. You such a bobblehead. Give it 1 point and the shootout goes is not real hockey. About this. Yeah, absolutely about that, guys. And you never know about this. I want to finish with the Montreal Canadiens, guys. Just give you an idea of what's going on with Montreal. Well, Madison pip up all the time here. Development, add trade. We talk about them. At the Montreal Canadiens, this guy, I just want to finish very quickly. You think about what it be successful for the team, what Montreal this year, what it was good for them this year. I think we have a couple of great stories happening right now. It's not over yet. It's still a lot of play. And the Detroit score 3-1. Jack Campbell cannot make the save. And the Detroit, they delete back by 2 goals. Power play goal for them. And not looking good for Edmonton Oilers at home. Buffalo Sabres, the Rangers, nothing changed. Some other locations right now. Back again for the Montreal Canadiens, you have a lot of great story over there. On the development side, first of all, Martin St. Louis. Secondly, Kirby Dach. The potential of Kirby Dach is extremely great. I talked about this yesterday during my video. The Mountain Boat this season, what a great story for the Montreal Canadiens so far. Mountain Boat, we never expect him to play what he looked like this year. Really solid between pipe, really better. His improvement is unbelievable. And we have to give credit for the coaching staff over there for goalies and the Montembeau too. Then Justin Barron. A lot of people was disappointed when he did not make the team at the beginning as on the roster. He come back to Laval with a great mindset. He want to work on it, and he did it, and right now he proving to the Montreal Canadiens his improvement. Scored 2 goals this weekend. His defensive zone coverage is better. Overall, he had better confidence. He show up more. For me, really impressive by his improvement for Justin Barron. About that, we're going to go back in the house. What we got here about this. We have Renault OT. Lowe's is a good way to make a processing like a penguin at the Flame this season. But there's a great point about this, Renault. Is it worth it or not? Right? Not sure about this. Play with next goal old school. Penguin and Capital seem to be on the cup a rebuilding run. Really interesting what they're going to do, but I can understand your point of view, Ren, about this. I wonder why they have in the regular season, but not in the playoff. 5 overtime playoff, but not in regular season. It was more about exciting, and they think marketing-wise was pretty good about that one over there. I could get rid of the 1 point. Work winner or loser trophy for the loser. Here we go. I agree with you. CJ bring a soccer goal with 2 goalie overtime. Maybe just play 10 minutes overtime. Got a good point there too, Alexandre. Coach, can you explain to rules that came into effect of the week when the goalie dislodged his crease with a 51.9 set and he was a penalty shot there? When a goalie dislodged his crease with a 59.9, he got a penalty shot there. So I'm pretty sure the guy was on breakaway, right? It's happened that way usually, and it was a purpose. So what happening there? The goalie tried to stop the play, and he pushed the net out of the pig, and that's what happened there. The rule is if you get there, you give back a penalty shot. A guy on breakaway with no goalie and the net. He go completely on breakaway at the net, and then a defenseman coming back behind him, and he tripped the guy. They would give the goal because he cannot catch the guy. If he was side by side, it's happened again Montreal Canadiens last week. I think it was again Edmonton, I believe, or another team anyway. And they did not give the goal. They gave a penalty on that one. About this one over there. Detroit Luciano, 3-1. And second person's agreement with tonight on Lava. There we go. That game is a pass never return to that, please. The of game. It's not, yeah, that's going to, it was no breakaway on the play. If it's not a breakaway, I would be shocked he got a penalty shot after that. If you read the rules, I cannot recall it where someone said he's going to get that way. I think the Colorado just scored, by the way, 2-0. I think we have to see the play. I have a reason behind that. I cannot, see it. Imagine this right now in my head, but I don't know. Yes, Captain, they are all get paid. Ronald, or that great Danny, that make 3 now. About this one over there. What's in the meeting? Guys, I have a question for you. It's the rules in NHL. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to make the information here, and let me work on it, and I will be good. Ab draft. Hold on, guys, don't go. I think it's a great question. Hold on. The other score 3-2. All right, guys. This is my question. I think so. It's too small, maybe for you guys. I will try to change it a little bit. There we go. All right. The question, guys, is this part. The AB Draft 2023. If the Panthers won the lottery, is it count with a T to the Habs or to the Panthers? If the Panthers won the lottery, who got the count as every 5 years a team cannot win the lottery more at 2 times. That's it. That's all. If you improve your ranking, Montreal did not improve the ranking last season and they won the lottery, does not count. So they have still 0 this year. So Montreal can win twice this year. The Panthers and the Montreal Canadiens, they won the lottery back to back. This year, they count 2. My question to you, if the Montreal Canadiens, the Panthers won the lottery, number 1, number 2, is it count to the Montreal Canadiens because they're selection or it count for the Panthers? Here we go. We'll see what we have here. Coach English sometime. Yep. Ronald Morer. Ronald said the Panthers. Thanks so much. Alexandre said Florida Panthers. I love Coach English Steve, Danny. He count to the Florida Panthers for in tap. Vinny count for Florida Panthers. Florida and Ab get better, William Snyder. If Florida problem that they trade it to Montreal or any other team. From Inartap said. Let's not afraid to say one. You want to say, coach. So yeah, absolutely, right, Vinny. And then about equals to the Panthers of Florida, Carlos Benitez. So everybody is agree about that. So that's you're absolutely right. So if the Florida Panthers win the lottery, and this is their pick, honestly, but they trade that pick, it does not count for the Montreal Canadiens. And obviously, it counts for Florida Panthers. So Florida Panthers, if they win the lottery, they lose, honestly. Now, if they finish at the bottom 11, right? If they are not at the bottom 11, if they finish 13, the best they can go is 3. So they not count at the end of the day. But I just want to share with you about this, about that. I don't hope that's just joking. King coach, it was the Vancouver and the Detroit game with Uso falling and his crazy pulling down the net when the puck was the net facing the goal under the player. I cannot recall it about this one over there, but I would like to surprise. I would like to hear that more, King. I will definitely make some search about that. Blake Wheeler in the house with the Colorado Avalanche logo. Wow. McDavid has a point of 100. You absolutely right, Blake. You have 97 before the game start. Now he has 99, 2 goals from RH. And RNH guys have an amazing, great season this season. 26 goals. Plus, you have a really, not a very high salary cap, by the way, about that. Coach, you come to Shawinigan soon. Not really, Ronald. I'm based in Thailand, so I'm not going to be Shawinigan very soon about that for sure, obviously. I would take that for the thing. Chariot, I agree, Danny. Save like Captain last year. Fantastic. Imagine if we won both lottery pick 1 and 2, that'd be crazy about that. I'll definitely with you, King, about that. Otherwise, guys, Rangers 3-2, Sabres 2-0 after the first period. And during second period with 30 minutes to go, Minnesota losing 2-0 against Colorado, all on the power play, by the way, the Wild. And the Rangers, the Red Wings 3-2 over the Edmonton with 4 minutes to go, second period. And 13 minutes to go, guys. The Tampa Bay Lightnings are right now 0-0 against the Coyotes tonight in Arizona. So Kings predict 3-1 Arizona tonight. He's still in the game about that. What are you doing, Mr. Blake? Long time we did not see you. Should be the Florida, but Batman will set Habs Ellenson. Yeah, but it is that way. Good to hit the sack. Have a good night, Pierre. We're going to get out. You're welcome, Ronald. Always a pleasure having you aboard. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like if you did it or not. That'd be good if you can do this. And we produce, guys, now 2-1 the Wild score now. Power play goal. Eriksson cut the lead from 2-1. I just want to remind everybody, guys, we have a show like this every time when the Montreal does not play. 9 o'clock p.m. It's called the Ab Nation Live Tonight Show. And hopefully you enjoy it. We'll be back tomorrow night for the game Montreal Canadiens again, the Carolina Hurricanes. Tomorrow night, they play in Carolina. The game starts at 7 o'clock. You can follow this game with the Hockey Nation Live Show live tomorrow night. And then Friday night, we have possibly a show at 9 o'clock again. And then we'll go to Saturday. The Toronto Maple Leafs hosts the Montreal Canadiens. Saturday night, a hockey night in Canada from Toronto this weekend. So that's what we got tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you have a great time. And it was fun to sharing this together. This is all about, that should be like this all the time. And I think it was a great Matchmaker deadline tonight. It was the purpose of the show tonight. So hopefully you enjoy it. Until then, my friend, of course, we want to remind everybody one more thing. I try to get one more thing here.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Greatness inside of you, guys. Don't forget 6 games in action, and the Rangers take the lead 4-2. It's Chris Grader score for the New York Rangers, and that's what's happening and around the league. 5 games in action. Don't forget, guys, to come back next time. And until then, be wild, be healthy. Find a win not only to dominate your league, find a way to dominate the first half of what? 2023. Thanks so much, moderator. Thanks so much, all the people in the chat. If you are here the first time, don't forget to click on the likes. If you are, welcome back. If you are not, and I can wait to see you until the next time. Until then, have an amazing, great, blessing day tomorrow. It's a thankfully day. See you next time, my friend. Have a good night. No quiz tonight, Vinny. You're welcome, Danny. Thank you.
I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're
Thank you,
just
Audrey.
putting on a show. Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started. Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.